What's up, everyone? If you don't know me, my name is Sam Martin, the guy who went from being an awkward homeschool farm boy to making over $364,000 a year without a college degree or starting a business. And now I run a company called winnercircletraining.com where we teach people how to level up their skills, how to make more money, and how to build financial freedom through sales. This is a huge mistake that I see a ton of people making when it comes to landing that great position, that awesome role that they want to land. And that is thinking that they are going to get the position based on the answers that they give in the interview. When in reality, you're going to get the job or not get the job based on the questions that you ask during the interview. Now, the reason for this is that everybody is going to say a lot of the same things. They're going to say, oh, I'm a great worker, I'm disciplined, I'm focused, I show up on time, I'm going to do this and that, and yada, yada, yada. Everyone can give the same kind of canned answers to a lot of the same questions, but the truth is that the quality of the questions that someone asks is a game changer in letting the interviewer know how quality of a person that is. Now, the cool part is, though, you can have your questions prepared beforehand. So I'm going to give you my top 4 best interview questions that you can use to crush any interview and to land any position that you want. Now, warning, use this ethically because don't get hired for a position that you can't actually fulfill on. And as a bonus, if you guys stay till the end, I'm gonna give you another question that you can use to actually help the interviewer start to visualize you already working for them, which is going to dramatically increase your chances of landing the role. So let's dive in. The first question is absolute ninja. And this question is actually going to get the interviewer to start to wanna hire you based on their own reasons without them even recognizing what you did. And this question is, what was it about my resume that made you want to call me in for an interview? Or if it's a second interview, you can use this twice, is what was it about my first interview that made you want to send me on to the next step in the process? The reason why this is so powerful is because it actually starts to get the interviewer thinking of the reasons why they liked your resume or why they liked your first interview. And they will start to think of all the positive things that they liked about you. And then they will start to come up with reasons why you're a good fit for the role, and they will sell themselves on hiring you. Now, most of the questions that I'm giving you are going to be questions that you're going to want to use towards the end of the interview. Typically, when you start an interview, the interviewer is going to ask their questions first, and then they'll give you a chance to ask your questions towards the end of the interview. But this first question that I'm giving you guys, I actually like to use right at the beginning. Hey, real quick before we get started, and then just drop this one question. But a great thing that you can do right at the beginning of the interview is actually use question number 1. Hey, awesome, John, I'm super excited to connect with you and share more about my background. But real quick before we get started, I was just curious, what was it about my resume that made you want to call me in here for an interview? And basically what you do is you stop the conversation, you take control of the conversation, and then you ask your question, you start that pre-framing process where it gets them psychologically selling themselves on hiring you for the role, and then you respectfully give the conversation back to them and you continue on. Now, 2 reasons why that's great is A, like I said, it starts to pre-frame them and they're pre-selling themselves subconsciously on hiring you throughout the whole process. And number 2, it shows that you have the ability to respectfully lead the conversation at times, and you have your own kind of agenda and points that you're wanting to hit on, but you're also willing to give the conversation back to them respectfully. Super ninja, super high level. The second question is, what are you looking to accomplish with this hire? Now, the reason this question is so critical is because it's giving you intel about what the company's initiatives and priorities are right now. They're not just hiring people willy-nilly because they like to have more overhead and they like to have more employees. They're hiring someone because they need to accomplish a certain objective, a certain task, or a certain project, or a certain goal. So they're going to start to tell you why that it's important for them to hire someone. And that is going to give you ammunition and understanding on what the company's goals are, so you can present yourself in a way that aligns with that and use that in your follow-up throughout the interview process. Question number 3, what are you looking for in the right person for this role? Now, this is a great question because what it's going to do is they're going to tell you essentially who their ideal candidate is. So many people go rushing into telling companies and individuals why they're the best thing ever and hire me, I'm a hard worker, all this stuff, when they don't even really know what's important to the company. And in any sales process, which interviewing is a sales process, you have to know what's important to the customer. And in this instance, your customer is the interviewee. So you need to know what's important to this person that I can highlight the character traits, the skills that I bring to the table that align with what they're looking for. And that leads me to question number 4. How could I exceed the expectations for this role? Now, this is a great question because because it is showing them that you are interested in not only just doing what's required, but also doing above and beyond what's required. And it'll also give you a better understanding of what the threshold is. What is the standard expectation? And then how would you go above and beyond? And again, this is another question that's going to give you intel on exactly what they're looking for in this role and what they are wanting to be done. That would just be phenomenal. And the more data, the more insight that you can get on that, the better you can present yourself, the better you can follow up, and the better that you can close that deal when it comes to getting that position offered. So those are the top 4 questions that you can use to crush any interview and pretty much land any job that you want. And now I promise if you stay till the end, I would give you this bonus question that will help the interviewer start to visualize you already being hired and already seeing you in that job with them. And this is the question: what are the top 3 things that you would like to see from me in the first 90 days? Like I said, this is a great question because that interviewer will start to visualize you actually in the role with them working together. And again, it's going to give you more data, more intel on what's important to them, and really just kind of give you a forecast of, if you start with this company, what are they going to be expecting me to do? Is that something I'm up for? Is that something I'm not up for? But giving you a better understanding of what's to come. So those are the top interview questions you can use to land any role. And if you only remember one thing from this video, just remember the questions that you ask are more important than the things that you say and tell about yourself. The quality of questions that you ask will indicate to the company, to the interviewer, the quality of person that you are, because anybody can give a canned, out of the box, I'm a hard worker speech, but not everybody will come with thought out, really good questions. And that's what can set you apart. So that's it for this video, guys. If you got some value from this, go ahead and smash the like button, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you like, what you hate, what were your biggest takeaways from the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. As always, remember, don't just listen, implement.